I literally got cut off with a phone call. So I'm really hoping that this will connect. Unconditional love. What we're talking about is, again, we were talking about cooperation, right? So here there's two. The way that they're laying there, they almost look like the yin and the yang, complementary in harmony with one another. So they're telling us that we learn something through our relationship with others, and it teaches us about ourselves. Because it's people are mirrors, right? If we dislike something in another, it's something in ourselves that we don't like. So we are brought into contact with certain people in order to learn lessons, in order to don't blow away, in order to learn lessons about possibly learning how to cooperate with others, but also about ourselves, learning about ourselves and what it is that we need to learn to grow. So they're showing here, oops, and we already got cooperation, right? And if there's something that somebody has done in our life that we don't appreciate or we don't like, we have to remember that, you know what, at some point in our life, we've probably done the very same thing. These relationships are just meant to help us become more loving and compassionate and less judgmental, because nobody ever remembers what they do. You remember what that person does, but you don't remember what you do. I didn't remember all these cards that I had, for goodness sake, and I just got them earlier. That's what happens when I channel. I have no memory of while I'm doing it. So anyway, if we have issues with people, maybe there's issues with people in our lives, and maybe right now we're upset with somebody, or so what is it that I'm supposed to be seeing is what we need to ask. What am I supposed to be learning from this? What am I supposed to be understanding? What am I supposed to be seeing? Is there something in myself that I need to pay more attention to? I've been doing that lately, where I'll go and I'll think to myself, man, can you? And then I think, oh, that you've done that. Maybe that's what they're showing you. Fine tune. So this is what they're asking us to do: is to show unconditional love. In this way, we get the lessons that we need, and we won't become what we're supposed to be until we've learned the lessons. And once we learn the lessons, we won't get them again. Generally. And through our relationships, it broadens an understanding of, who we are, and an understanding of life and of love, and ultimately how everything flows together, and the importance of what they say, something else just flew into my head. Your families are your biggest teacher. Just because you planted in your family doesn't mean you're going to like each other. But they are the biggest teachers, because you have to work out, and you have so many different personalities in the family. So it's all about growth and moving forward and ascending to a higher level of ascension. So that is truly the last card from that deck, for goodness sake. And I've got a couple more. I'm going to put these rocks down on these cards. Okay. I learned, because yesterday when I was doing the reading, they went flying off down to the I went down to the sand, but I found a really cool heart-shaped rock yesterday. That was really neat when I went to the sand. Okay, the Bluebird. The Bluebird is awesome. I've seen two now in my lifetime, once in Wisconsin and once here just outside of my house recently. And the Bluebird of happiness, right? And that's what its message is. It talks about gentleness bringing happiness. The Bluebird is a bird of spring now, and we're going into, we're in fall here, but it doesn't matter. It speaks about it represents a movement out of a winter time period of our life into a spring, which means, renewal and happiness. We've already gotten rebirth and resurrection. Well, this is the same thing now. We've moved into a springtime of our life. And it talks about, in some area of your life, we're moving into a spring of your life. And you think about the bluebird. I told you I saw my bluebird when I was in Wisconsin. Bluebirds' habitat, they like to be in open fields. They like to be out in, there were posts my Uncle Phil showed me, set up all over the place with these little boxes. And I said, what are those? And he says, they set them up for the bluebirds. They want to encourage them to come. And I thought, that is so cool. But the habitat is out in fields. So what they're saying is, it would be good for you to be in an open area like that. You would benefit from being outside. The ones that this resonates with, you do the best outside. It does well for you. You like to live in a more comfortable, like a an open environment, not a city. You like to live in a country environment, or at least where you can be out in nature like this. This is what they're saying. That would benefit you the best. Also, being that it's a bird, and you know how they love seeds. I just filled my bird feeder this morning. That makes me think about that. Is they're talking about the seeds that you have planted are coming to fruition. So the seeds are coming to fruition soon. And what they're saying is, before this season passes. So I would say, being that we're in fall, what I'm getting is before the end of this year, the seeds that you have planted in the past are going to come to fruition. You're going to be getting your rewards, but you have to allow them to blossom in their own time. You can't push them. So basically, being that it's gentleness brings happiness, they're talking about gentle movement is the best right now. Don't try and force anything. That way, that's the best way for contentment and happiness to result. From any transition at this time, and it will, no matter how things may appear right now. This is a promise that if you take things gently, you don't push things, you allow them to the seeds to germinate and sprout on their own. Allow them to come up. You can't force them. You know, you can't force a plant to grow faster than it's able to, but they are giving you encouragement that this is coming. So our last, I think I only have one more card in this. I think I do. I've said that how many times though, right? I think I do. Okay. And I'm bummed right now because I don't see this buddy out here, but he might fly up. Yesterday he did. This is the crane. Now, often here on the lake, I get the whooping crane. He's big, beautiful white bird. And when the whooping crane shows up, it talks about secret and noble guardianship. And somebody just tooted out there. Did you hear that? One of the little birds did a little toot or a honk when I said that. So there's protection. Talks about there's protection around you right now. They're also alerting you because they're high flyers, and they announce their presence with a very loud call. So it's alerting you to something. They're called noble guardians, and they call out to forewarn. So there might be something going on. It's alerting you to something going on that you need to watch out for and take better care of, possibly. And you look at them, and when they stand, look at how they're so majestic looking. If you see them standing there, they're amazing. They're tall. They've got these long legs, and they've got those piercing sword beaks. So they're like guardians. And if anything comes to them as a threat, they spear them with these bills. That's what they work as far as their hunting. They can do that. They rush forward with their spears. That's not what they do with them, but that's their protection mechanism. That's what they use. So they're telling you to be protective of something right now. Or possibly you need to be the hidden protector of somebody else in your life. So be aware of what's going on. Pay attention to the messages and signs that you're getting, and listen to what the crane is saying. But that's not the only other thing. They have a lot of wonderful things. They make these really funky noises, these whooping sounds. Remember when I was in Wisconsin and I told you I saw the cranes walking across the field and they made that amazing sound? I have a video of it on my Angels Whisper page. It was incredible. They were easily 5 feet tall, the two of them. And my friend Early said that they're always there in the field. It's the two of them because they're in pairs. These ones mate for life. So when the sounds that they make, they're used to defend their territories. They're used to find and call their mates forward. And it's about keeping their lifelong mates together. So they protect one another. So there's a message. You need to possibly be in protection of your other half, of your partner. Because that's what they do. They defend one another. They have each other's back. So think about that in your life. Think about what's going on that something like that has to happen. Also, the dance of the whooping crane is amazing. They have this incredible dance. Oh, I better put a rock on that. They have this incredible dance that they do to draw their mates to one another. And so when you see whooping crane, it talks about soulmate connections. So that may be a message as well. I'm going to walk out and I'm going to see if we've got anybody out here. I can't believe I don't have a whooping crane today. Of all days, there's always a whooping crane out here. But let's go for a walk. For any of you who can't be around this type of an area, I want you to enjoy it like I do. This is amazing. This is the funnest time for me right now. Oh, the sun is warm, but the air is really cool. And the water smells amazing. Hi, little guy. Hi, sorry. Loons, pay attention to your dreams. There's so many. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5. Big changes, people. Right? 5 talks about big changes. It's a good thing. It's positive change, actually. Ah! Out in the water. That is it a heron or is it a crane? I've got to wait till he gets a little bit closer, but he's white, so. If it's a blue heron, I'll find out, and I'll give you his message anyway. The blue heron speaks about standing on your own 2 feet, self-reliance. It talks about soaring above the waters of life. You know, I got a message just right now. The fact that it's bobbing on the top of the water. Yesterday I saw them diving and fighting in the wind. They were trying to stay up and they were kind of being taken away. But it's bobbing along the water. So that talks about rest. Take a rest and just kind of allow things to flow. Go with the flow. Don't fight the current. Just kind of sit with it, bob with it, and allow things to come to you. That's a really good message. What else? Look how beautiful, people. Oh, if you want to follow me, I'm on LinkedIn, I'm on Twitter, I'm on Google+, I'm on, what am I on? Angels Whisper Sherry Columbus and Sherry Columbus Angels Whisper on Facebook, on YouTube. When these videos get uploaded, if you want to subscribe, you'll get a notification of them coming. If you'd like any help, my website is www.thewhispersofangels.com. And that's it. The video's not cutting off today. Yesterday it cut off 4 times. I hope that I will be able to splice the 2 together and upload these today. We're asking for help for that. Let's take one last look around at this incredible, beautiful, beautiful scenery. And I say thank you, thank you, thank you. Oh, wow. You know that little guy bobbing on the water over there? Okay, the dog barked right when I said that. So go with the flow, people. Allow things to gently come to you, like the Bluebird said. That is a seagull. Interesting. Okay, the seagull talks about, oh, I love the seagull. Seagull is freedom and also higher perspective and soaring over the waters of life, taking it, look at things from a higher perspective. Again, bobbing on the water, going with the flow. They have the ability to ride the current. So they're saying don't fight the current, allow the current to take you where it's meant to take you. All about going with the flow. All about they're also messengers from the other side. So they give you, if you call upon seagull, it'll give you the ability to communicate with the other side. The other side meaning spirit itself, or and it doesn't necessarily have to mean somebody who's in spirit now. It could be you could be communicating with somebody who's not here. But when they talk about the other side, it's communicating in a spiritual way. So their message is that as well. So call upon the seagull if you want help with that. That's it. The sun has risen, as the scarab said, another day, right? Today's a new day. Everything's good. I'm not stressed out over the whole reading thing, and I'm asking that this goes up. So you guys have a blessed day. Thank you for bearing with me and being patient and checking in, and we will speak again soon. Blessings.